We've all been there. You find a great deal online, a cheap flight, a fancy hotel room at a discount. It isn't until you complete the transaction that you realize that great deal wasn't all that great. I'm traveling on an airline. Most likely I will be staying a few days, so I have to pay extra money to bring some luggage, borrow money from a bank, and they come up with an application fee. Buying a new car, there are all types of extra fees like acquisition fees and dock fees. Sounds crazy, but this is the world as it works today. Consider booking fees. Is there any way to bypass any of these fees? That's not an option. You would think that these fees would be covered in the price, like it had when greed wasn't the only way to make a buck. With the exception of local and state taxes, shouldn't the price you find online be what you pay for when you make the purchase? When I booked a hotel recently, the advertised price turned out to be a good buy until the room tax, limousine tax, reservation fee, and other extra fees accounted for almost 20% of the room price. Nothing was disclosed when booking the room. Is this fair? Should more transparent pricing be something the consumer should experience? What just happened to my money? This isn't just about a few extra bucks here and there. Clearly, this has become the new norm, and the consumer has gone along with it. If a company is advertising a product or service, it should include these miscellaneous fees and add-ons. It's like playing a game where only they know the rules. So why do businesses love hidden fees so much? The answer is simple. The internet has changed the way we shop online, and to increase business, they advertise the lowest price. By advertising a low base price, they get your business, and to make the money work, fees that would normally be in the transaction price are added so that they can increase their profitability. Because we are always looking for the best price when we shop, it's an accepted practice to end up with these fees. These fees are pure profit for businesses. When origination fees came out for banks for getting a loan, the industry quickly adopted this as a way to increase profitability. The borrowers didn't have a choice while the banks just got richer. Don't believe me? Look at the price of the stock after implementing these fees. That is the tell-all. The stock price will reflect the profitability, as most likely they didn't increase the efficiency or production. It's all the fees that reflect paying more money for essentially getting nothing more than you were getting before the fees. You're basically paying extra for something that should be a part of doing business, but that ideology has been lost. This will erode trust in the business, and with enough competition, the consumer will catch on. As a side note, if you had a CEO who understood this pain point, the company would increase their pricing and brand themselves as offering value for the money. So what's the solution? We need to find a balance between allowing businesses to operate freely and protecting consumers from unfair practices. Greater transparency is key. Companies would benefit by pricing their product or service that shows the true value of doing business with them. Finding out these fees buried in the deal gives a bad taste for that business. Good marketing with a message of how this business competes would only bring them more business. Governments could also consider implementing stricter regulations on certain types of fees, especially those that seem designed to mislead consumers rather than cover actual costs. Ultimately, it's about creating a system that's fair for both businesses and consumers. We all deserve to know what we're paying for without having to navigate a minefield of hidden fees.